I'm Caitlin E, and welcome back to the Lit Review. Today we are filming my favoriteest thing to film, LitLand. This is my TBR game. It started its journey based on Candyland, but it's grown heaps since then and has got its own like little rules and tips and tricks. But this is how I pick my books that I'm going to read every month. I journey across this board. Each color represents a genre, and there are a bunch of different things that can happen to us along the way, as we saw last month. This is what we're up to today, friends. So I am filming this a little earlier than I normally do because I'll be traveling at the start of April and don't want to run behind on LitLand. So I still have about a week left to finish some of my books. However, I'm fairly confident that I'm going to need to take a punishment this round, which you'll see me pull with you here in a second. But despite my best efforts, there are two books that I just know I can't finish, or at least at best, I can only finish one of them. So I'm going to say that I'm going to take one punishment. If I need to double back and take two, I will like fix that next month and call it out if needed. But I did not finish my Trollbridge pick, which was With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. So I can't save myself from a punishment either. I will say I'm out of my reading slump, which is great news for me over here. We love being out of a reading slump. So, you know, it was just a problem of prioritization. I am still in the thick of the two books that I'm in the middle of though. So let me talk to you about that real quick. I'm maybe about halfway through The Light We Carry by Michelle Obama, and I'm listening to it on audiobook. And that's the one I'm pretty confident I can finish before the end of the month because it is going really quickly. The other one I'm still slogging my way through in little bits and bobs, even though I am enjoying when I do get into it. It just kind of isn't the thing I've been reaching for, which is probably more of a me thing than this book. But I am about halfway through Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. That's the one I'm going to have to take a punishment for because it is not happening. It's just not. There were two other books that put me at risk for a punishment, but I did achieve those. Despite being surrounded by books in almost every angle here, I forgot to bring my pile of TBR in with me, so I'm just going to slap the images of these up on the screen. But I did finish Mr. Fox by Helen Oyemi, so no punishment there. And I did finish A Marvelous Light by Freya Marsk, so no punishment there. But there were still some books that I am either in the middle of or I'm not sure I'm going to be able to finish from my March TBR. So let's talk about those because those are absolutely relevant for what we're up to in April. I did not start Diamond Eye by Kate Quinn. This will roll over into April. I am about a third of the way through Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I am confident that in the next week I can finish that. And we'll probably, so we're just going to call that done, even though it's not done. I haven't had the chance to start Zara by S.J. Jones yet either, so that will roll over into April. And then I haven't started The Princess Diaries by Meg Cabot. That is a reread for me. It is also very small, so I think when I finish Boyfriend Material, I'm likely to pick that up and try to finish it. I will let you know somewhere on the screen whether or not I was successful in that endeavor. So before we get going into gameplay, I want to talk to you about what all I'm trying to accomplish this month and how that could impact what I'm going to choose for the month of April. As per usual, I'll start with my book club, the Book Covered Book Club. This is my book club or reading challenge that is truly based on book covers. And the prompt for April is the color of the year for 2024, and that's peach fuzz. So read a book that has some kind of like peachy pink, light peachy pink in there. I have a whole recommendation video that I will link up above for you if you're interested in joining the challenge. You can do so at any time. And don't be intimidated if you're like, hey, it's April, I'm so behind. Not at all. It's a very casual challenge. You can join us whenever and double back on prompts or just move forward from April. Come join us. Then I love participating in the Buzzword whenever I can. That is the readathon / challenge hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala. Prompt for April, I believe, is nature words. So anything that could be a part of nature. And I think I have one book that will work for both prompts. So if I could get that book in there, that would be A+. And I even talked about it in my recommendation video for Book Covered Book Club, and that is Queen Bee by Amelie Howard. So I'm not sure how well it translates or how well my camera is picking it up, but I feel like there's a lot of peachy tones in some of the way shadows are working in this cover. So there's a lot of like orange and yellow, but some of these like little shadows in the glove or like in this hazy background up here hit that kind of peach tone to me at least. But then of course the word bee is a great nature word. So I think this would be a great pick if I could get either YA or historical, or honestly even romance, because this is a YA historical romance. So it could cover a lot of things for me. This is my win condition for both of those prompts. And I am still trying to participate in the TBR board game battle between Kim and her mom, Julie, but they haven't released a video for it yet because I am filming this so early. So I will have to play catch up on that another time and hope that I can fit in some of these book recs at another time. However, I remembered that I have been slacking on getting a book from my Romancing the Tarot series onto my TBR. I have like one book left from that round before I can do a new poll. So if I can fit Dial A for Aunties in somewhere in, this is the last book from the last episode of Romancing the Tarot that I need to get to. So I'm going to try to squeeze this in if I can. Obviously, romance would be the key way to do that. We're rooting for romance this month. Honestly, every month. Who am I kidding? I said this up front, but we do have to take a punishment pick for April. So let's do that together first, and then we'll get into the game footage. So I liked doing this here with you. This is my stuck square cards / punishment pick pile. I love an alliteration on this channel. And as I always like to say with these are challenges that I would find like difficult or I don't do frequently for myself. That does not inherently mean that they are bad, even though they are kind of like my punishment pick. It just makes me think a little harder. Oh my God, this is so mean. Finish a series? Rude, frankly. I'm terrible at this, which is why it's a great punishment pick or stuck square. Ooh, you know what? I have been neglecting a little bit my priority shelf since I'm in this beautiful new background. So I think there's actually something on my priority shelf because I had a whole stack of series related things. Let me check there as well. I do think we have a winner here for the punishment pick of Finish a Series, The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. This has been on my priority shelf for over a year, so it's about time I actually prioritize it, don't you think? Also, I don't normally love stickers on books, I resent them deeply, but I do love an autographed by the author moment because this series has been such a delight. And because I pre-ordered it, it came with some really cute art that I've just slid into the cover here. So isn't this adorable? So I can't remember the name of this series. I'll try to put it up somewhere here. But the other books in this series, because this is book 3 in the trilogy, are Kiss Quotient and The Bride Test, which were each fantastic in their own right. And this is the kind of final installment from that. And the male main character is one that we have met before on our journey throughout the series, and that's Quan. So he's the tattooed motorcycle brother / cousin, depending on which book you're in, that has kind of showed up as a supporting character in some of the other books. So he's our male main character. And our female main character's name is Anna. She is a violinist who had a viral moment on YouTube with one of her solos, and she's kind of been chasing that viral moment, not understanding how to get it back or what to do with it now that she's had it because it's helped her career so much. At the same time, her long-term boyfriend has decided that the only way for him to really know whether or not he wants to commit is to try an open relationship. So Anna, feeling a lot of feelings, decides all right, I will do the open relationship. I will have all the one-night stands I can have. And that's how Quan and Anna get to know one another initially. Except it's really clear to both of them that the one-night stand thing is not going to be enough. But that's just the bare surface level of what they're going through based on the back cover. A tragedy will end up striking Anna's family. It's very mysterious on the back. I don't know what that means. I've heard a lot of people cried a lot at this book, so I'm sure it will be pretty profound. But it's all about what happens when this very tenuous relationship is put to the test. So I think this is going to be a really dynamic and interesting read. It is probably going to make me cry, but we will see. I'm actually very excited to be able to finish this because I have just deeply enjoyed the other 2 books in this series. Not too bad for a punishment pick, all things considered. Now we're actually going to get to some gameplay footage. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll take you to the board now. Poll number 1. Here's our game board. I will do a quick recap of what's what. Apologies again for the glare on the board. That's my overhead, just lights in my house. So this is where we left Wilbur after we got booted from all the way up here. We're back down here. And these are our once shuffled LitLand cards. Here are the cards from last month, including our challenges and Trollbridge picks. So let me stack those up. These, including the smaller cards, will go into this stack. Then we have 3 different types of cards. We have our Troll Bridge picks, which we will need if we wanted to land on a rainbow or cross a bridge. Then we have our stuck squares for if I get stuck on a dot. Then these are the challenge cards, and this is what happens whenever we pull a pink card that looks like this. So those are all the little cards on the board. Let's get to it. Boop. Get you facing the right direction, little friend. Okay. All right, we're starting with 1 yellow, which is my young adult square. And when I was looking at my priority shelf, which to be truthful is literally just stacked on the floor by me right now because stuff's going on. I'm doing a little reimagining of what that shelf can and should look like, but I'll keep you posted on that sometime in the next month or so. But it's all sitting right here, so it's staring at me right now, and I do think I have a good solution to this. I don't know why, but this book has just been calling to me from my shelves recently, so this feels like the perfect time to pick it up. And that's I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. Look at how shiny and cute the cover is. And I don't know. There's something about this. Maybe it's just that it's the rainbow of colors and she looks so joyous and happy, but something about this cover and this book premise have been calling to me. Also, I think this will work for the book covered book club because her top in the back of the jacket is like a really nice peachy color. So I think that'll work to at least make sure I can check one of my book clubs off. So this is really a book for all my K-pop lovers out there. Our female main character's name is Sky and she loves to dance. She loves the whole world of K-pop. And despite the fact that she is a curvy girly and uses the word fat when she describes herself, at least in the front jacket, she is not interested in listening to everybody else's shoulds and puts herself forward for an international K-pop competition that she crushes. So she has to navigate this world of reality TV, intense beauty standards that are not very welcoming to her, as well as meeting new friends and potentially a new crush. So what really drew me to this obviously was the adorable cover, but I just adored the joy and positivity radiating out of the description that I don't know if I did a good job in capturing, but it says here in the front jacket that Lila Lee's effervescent debut is a celebration of body positivity, first love, and a talented young woman claiming her space, which just sounds so sweet. I also really love that this is a debut novel, so it's been on my shelves for a little bit, but I'm very excited to finally be checking it out here in April. Pull number 2. All right, so it's going to be a YA kind of month here in April. We have another 1 yellow, another young adult square. Oh, hello. Hi, Caitlin. I totally skipped it. I was just jawing about how I had an answer for this. I got excited by the Lila Lee pick, but no, I can do my double dip prompt that I mentioned at the front. Oh, heck yeah. Love this. Okay, so I can do Queen Bee by Amelie Howard. Okay, on the inside it says an anti-historical Regency romp. I don't exactly know what that means, but I am more excited having seen that. So this is Lady Ella Dalby, and it says on the back that she knows the exact day her life was forever changed, the 5th of June, 1814, when her best friend, Poppy, betrayed her over a boy. Lord Keston Osborne, heir to the Duke of Harbridge, she was banished, her reputation ruined. Sounds like a pretty juicy start to our adventure here. As I'm reading the back cover, this feels like it's kind of treading a space between young adult and new adult, but I believe this is like branded as a YA on Goodreads, which I know isn't the end-all be-all of a thing, but by the time we kind of get into the thick of this book, she's about 18. But what this is Ella ends up kind of coming back from her banishment to the country in disguise to see if there's still a connection between her and the boy she's loved for a really long time, but she also is consumed with the idea of revenge and taking down the queen bee of London society. So this sounds like fun, it sounds really cute, and I've enjoyed the more adult romances I've read from Amelie Howard, so I'm curious to see what she does in this YA, maybe more new adult space. All right, our final pull. Pull number 3, since I took a punishment. Oh my God. Oh my God. Boop. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm so excited because we've never actually gotten to use the troll bridge picks for their intended purpose. We've only used them in our monthly troll together. So I have two choices. I can either progress forward as I'd like, or I can take the risk of pulling a troll bridge card, and I have to accomplish my task from the troll bridge in order to cross it and end up here. Now, I don't have to pull another card or do another young adult for this, which is good since we're already pretty heavy in the young adult this month. But I have to meet whatever prompt comes up. So I think I'm going to go for it. Okay. Yee. All right. We're going to do it. Oh, okay. Little library. That is going to be a fun challenge. Right. And then that lets us go boop across the bridge. So we actually ended up in a pretty good space, all things considered. Not too shabby for having gotten sent all the way back here in our last round. Awesome. Okay, so you saw me do this, but we have a miscellaneous, but that led us to a troll bridge pick where we actually got to use this for the first time. And this means that I can't actually show you what I'm going to read yet because I need to go to a free little library and discover what I am going to read. So I will insert some clips of that after I've done it. To the best of my ability, I will try to find a book that fits within the miscellaneous square. This purple square is my category for basically anything that doesn't get its own card. So things like poetry, mystery, classics, graphic novels and comic books, things like that can all fit within the miscellaneous square. I have a little bit more freedom here, which is kind of nice. So we'll see what we can find together. Hey, editing me here, coming in hot with some updates. I attempted to go to my local free little library, but it was full of mostly kids' books. And while I don't have a problem reading that, I kind of felt like I should leave those for kids. So I did not successfully grab something yet from a free little library. I will take that as a will do it at some point during the month. And if I fail to, I'm open to taking a punishment for it. Like if I just forget that that's a thing I have to do. But for now, it's going to be an open slot until I figure it out. And I'll talk to you about it next month. All right, so because of my punishment, we only really took the 3 pulls together today, and that's okay. We still made so much progress because I was able to do the troll bridge pick, which I'm so freaking excited for. My official April TBR is pretty manageable. I think we have The Heart Principle by Helen Huang, I'll Be the One by Lila Lee, and Queen Bee by Amelie Howard, and then whatever my 4th book is courtesy of the free little library. And then that of course includes the rollovers I mentioned earlier. But before I send us off, I do have to do one more thing with you, and that is the monthly troll. So the monthly troll is something for you and I to do together. I will pull from the stack of troll bridge cards as seen earlier, actually used in this episode. Still can't get over that. Very excited about it. And this is like an optional prompt for you to do. And then if I do it, I can save myself from a punishment, which would be nice. I don't always do them, which is evidenced by earlier in this video. Let's pull together and see if I can get something from this prompt. So, oh, okay, hi. Author alliteration. So, again, I do love alliteration. I did say that earlier. Wow. I have to pick a book from my stacks where the author's name, both first and last, starts with the same letter. You know what's really upsetting is as I was building this TBR, I accidentally picked 2 great examples of this that I can't use for this prompt. Lila Lee and Helen Huang would be fantastic examples of an author alliteration, but since I'm already using them, it's not an effective use of our monthly troll together. I can't believe I did that. That is like actually so frustrating. At first I was really intimidated by this, thinking that I had accidentally taken my 2 good options already on this TBR, but there's some really nice ones out there. So if you are like a middle grade reader or, you know, like a young adult, Philip Pullman, if you've never read any of his books, that could work. Rick Riordan would also work really well for that same reason. If you're more of a romance reader like me, somebody like Sierra Simone would work, as well as the author that I actually went with when I scoured my shelves, because I really would like to read some more Sierra Simone, but I was kind of grabbed by a different premise off my shelves. So I'm going to be reading for the monthly troll Uncharted by Adriana Anders. This also helps me with one of my goals for a book to come from a book box at least once a month in my TBRs, because I believe this was a read romance repeat pick from either last year or the year before, so it's been on my shelves for a little while. But Adriana Anders, this is I think book 2 in a series, though you don't have to read them in order, or it may just be a companion series, but she writes some of these almost like wilderness adventure thriller books that sound like really exciting. I also love the sound of our main characters. So we have Leo Eddowes, who is a female pirate. Oh girl, you're in a whole other world then. No, she's a female pilot. Excuse me for a second, let me collect myself. So Leo is a female pilot who is tasked with getting a man out of the wilds of Alaska. But it turns out that there are enemies in close pursuit. That's like the second or third sentence. So the weather is turning, there are enemies chasing this man, and that's part of why he needs to be evacuated from Alaska. And the man in question is Elias Thorne, which is just a very badass sounding name, if I do say so. But Elias was once part of America's Most Wanted, and he's been on the lam, so to speak. So the people hunting him are you know, like, for real. So he spent like the last decade in the wilds of Alaska and is only reluctantly joining forces with Leo in order to escape the people chasing him. Fancy that. So as they're running away from the big bads, they have to also fight their chemistry, and they're going to be more successful at one part of that than the other. Let's just say that. This sounds like a very interesting adventure of a read. I've also heard really good things about the other book that she's written in this vein called Whiteout. So if I end up liking this book from Adriana Anders, I will probably pick that up at some point. I think Uncharted is the way to go for this prompt. And I'm happy to be able to sneak some romance into my TBR more officially, even though there is a little bit in there already. There's never enough. Let me know down in the comments below what you'll be picking up for our monthly troll pick. Which authors are you keeping your eyes on for our author alliteration prompt? As always, thank you for spending time with me. I hope you have a fantastic reading day or night, depending on when you see this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Hold on, girl, now wait just a minute. I've got something to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make